Okay, so I wanted to do something kind of small, not too big, not too major or anything like that, but I wanted to do something kind of on the small side. So, for Halo's Infinite's beta, their second beta, I wanted to look at how other people actually feel about it because I feel 50-50. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm straight 50-50. I'm probably still gonna buy it out of shame, but I feel 50-50. And the reason why I feel 50-50 is just because of my own personal reasons. And those reasons being frame rate on the original Xbox One as well as PC isn't as good as it is for people that are on Series X, which is crazy because my PC's pretty damn good. Like, my PC's pretty damn good, but I felt like I had the same problems on PC as well as my original Xbox in terms of the frame rate. That's about it. But there are other things in this game that could probably like spook you or scare you to not really get it. Especially if you're a Halo fan like me, there are certain changes and certain differences in this game that kind of just don't make any sense. And hopefully these guys have the same bright idea that I do. So, with that being said, let's get down to the first one. This guy was just talking about the beta dates and times. So, actually, I think, let's just go over this now. October 1st to the 3rd is going to be the next beta. If I'm correct, it's going to be an open beta. I think they're going to do it so where you don't have to download Halo Insider, etc. But, you know, that's just that. Alright, this guy says Halo's back. For everyone confused about the account not authorized, it means you have to wait for the code to draft. Okay. So some of these reviews, I've kind of peeked at them, and some of these reviews are a little too nice, like this guy. I'm sorry, dude. To say it's better than most multiplayer games, I'm gonna have to stop you right there, because even I know that this isn't better than most multiplayer games. Yeah, you're right, it's good. I don't know if it's better than most multiplayer games. Granted, I understand what he's probably saying. It's because a lot of the multiplayer games that are coming out are very repetitive, so it's a bit of a fresh air to not have the same, always aim down sight and shoot stuff all the time. So I can get that if that's what he means. Now, this guy, he has a 2-star review and it's very long, so he's probably got a good opinion about this. He says, looking past the beta, custom colors in a non-custom game is a bit confusing with the cheatsy neon glow. I know what he's talking about. Okay, so in the game, they allow you to wear what your Spartan wants to wear. And to be honest, this is a bit of a 50-50 complaint because I've always complained, why do you let me customize my Spartan if if Team Slayer is just going to color palette my Spartan over with red or blue anyway? Like, I understand what he means by that, but I feel like that's probably been a complaint that most people have had because your armor set only really applies to you when you're playing free fall. That's the only time it actually does apply and does something. But other than that, I get what he's saying. He's saying the Warthog sounds like a Ricer, and the 50 cal sounds like a 3080. I mean, a 38. I'm not sure what he means by that type of gun. A 308. I've actually never heard of that. Sorry. Red hit markers need to go back to the way the translucent silver or gold on a Spartan shield and not glow as one big hitbox. I kind of agree with that. When you're getting shot at, dude, why would a Spartan's HUD just glow red in the middle of a firefight? You know, like when you're getting shot at, you should have a bit of an idea of where you're getting shot from in a way. And the best way for you to be able to tell is to obviously look around and probably use a minimap and stuff, right? But when you're getting shot at, you don't have to have the entire HUD glow red because I feel like that's too Call of Duty-ish. So, yeah, I feel like he's on the right spot when he comes to that, when he's talking about that. Oh, that was his review. Okay. 5-star review, but it says improvements. The second flight was much better. I'm not a huge multiplayer kind of guy, but this flight had me hooked until my eyes were red and on fire. I'm not sure if that's a good or bad one, but I don't know if he means red as in anger on fire or he's just hype about it. I'm not sure. Loads of fun, better variety in this beta. He's right. The first beta, it really confused me that they chose to not have like a Slayer mode or any type of game modes between PvP at all. Really fast to me. Really weird to me. Time to kill is too fast. Time to kill too fast. Being one-shotted before I can react. That happens in previous Halos, if I'm being honest. Like, yo, when someone's nice, if they have a good spot on you, especially if you don't know that they're there, if they have a good spot on you, like I've done it plenty of times, chuck a long grenade and then the grenade bounces perfectly and then you just shoot them in the face and they had no idea. Or we're talking about a situation where you're getting ran up on and before you have time to turn around and react, you're kind of already dead. That does happen in previous iterations of Halo, depending on the situation and depending on how freaking crazy your accuracy is, you know? Because you can get a perfect shot, like 7 shots with the freaking, I think it's like 7 or 9 shots with the pistol. I forget, but you know, you can get a perfect shot, and it almost feels like it's a little unfair sometimes in Halo, but it is what it is. Okay, I can't wait to play the full version. I know it's a tech version, but I was amazed and I love every match. I hope they improve since most of the bugs I've seen were visual. Only besides that, can't wait. I experienced a glitch where the searching for the clue wasn't as good. I love the flight, and that's the only glitch he's had. Okay. Okay, this is a good one. It was a mixed bag of fun, the flight number 2. The first issue that he encountered was that he couldn't change his sensitivity setting. I didn't have that problem, but I do believe him in terms of this being a beta. I even changed the controller layout, but nothing worked. This pretty much made it impossible to aim or make final movements. I will say, my aim in this game did not... my aim from Halo previously did not transfer over to this game. So you're probably going to have to do some dead zone adjustments or a few different tweaks here and there. But overall, I feel like... I'm not trying to really say that... I'm not trying to blame it on something else, but I feel like my aim in this beta was really because the frame rate just wasn't solid. Like a consistent number or any lack of jittering. Because truth be told, I played the Halo Reach beta on 360 years back. And as I recall, that didn't have a jittery frame rate to it. And to be honest, I've never even played a Halo that has a jittery frame rate at all. So, you know, there's just that. And he continues off to say, now imagine a slow turning and deaf Spartan. That was his overall experience. But it was fun, and it was fun when he could overcome those issues. Okay. The time to kill is, I think it's going to vary because I felt like my time to kill with the assault rifle wasn't enough. And I can probably, you know what, screw it. I'm going to give a clip right here.
We have eyes on the enemy flag carrier.
Enemy flag returned.
Enemies on me.
Now, in that clip, you're probably saying to yourself, you were at a far distance and you were also running away from him, but it felt like I was on that dude's ass, man. Like, bullets go straight regardless. It felt like the drop-off range of that shot was just not good, or like, I don't know, man. It was just something off about that whole situation where I was like, yo, I'm about to sacrifice my life because this guy's not trying to die. You know, but again, as we proceed, and this guy literally says, I don't know why you're reviewing the beta. Hey, man, I reviewed the reviews of the beta. That's different than reviewing the beta itself. But he says, the game is fresh, it's fun, more interested in the campaign, but this was so much fun. I can see myself burning hours in the multiplayer. And I can honestly say that a lot of people are going to be doing this for the multiplayer, in my opinion. Not gonna lie, I wish that they actually did do something for the supposed Battle Royale mode that they were hinting that they were gonna do. Because truth be told, when it comes to Halo multiplayer, if I don't like this one, I can go back to Halo Master Chief Collection and play that multiplayer. But for Halo Infinite, I'm actually curious to see what they would actually do in terms of a Battle Royale. Would they use Spartans? Would they use Marines? Would Marines be able to get overshields? Would you still be able to have accessibility to Covenant weapons? Would the level design actually be good for a Battle Royale? Because, you know, Halo's level design is very spacious, I guess you can say. Halo's level design is like very spacious and like kind of open laned. So that would be very curious, you know? Anyway, this next one goes on to say, fixes required and some other feedback. His menu blinks out for a brief second. Okay, so these are visuals. I would also like to have a higher frame rate in the final product and maybe a bit more blood too. See, that's what I meant. Like, this is the first time I've actually played anything referring to Halo and not had a solid frame rate or a higher solid frame rate. Because I should actually check next time what my frame rate is. But it just felt like whether it was going from at a 50 to 60 frame rate, it just felt like it was just switching between those frame rates way too fast. As you see my hand trying to keep up the camera and everything. It just felt like my eyes were doing too much of that, like trying to track a lot of movement. And because of that, I felt like my aim was a little bit off. So, of course, with that being in the final game, that will be the final thing that determines whether people can actually play it or not. If that frame rate issue is in the final release of Halo in December, I believe, then that's going to tell you that they truly optimized it for Series X and not previous gen consoles, and maybe kind of sort of to the PC, because PC I felt like I was still having the same issues as my regular Xbox. I don't have a Series X, admittedly, but my PC is damn sure better than my Xbox, and I was having the same frame rate issue on PC, so hopefully that does change. 5-star reviews, 5-star reviews, 5-star reviews, 5-star reviews. I feel like some of these files are a little too nice, but if I'm correct, these are actual Halo fans, so I'm going to take their word on it. Felt like Halo 5 is more than Halo 2 is. Like the guns, the stages, the power-ups. Dislike that voice actor. He make me go, what were they thinking? I'm not sure. That's a typo. Game feels clunky for some reason. Jump height needs a buff. Otherwise, okay gameplay, but is no split gate. This is probably the best fucking review on this thing. This is probably this one review is probably better than my entire review video entirely. Like, he still gave a 5-star review, but he was being honest that the game doesn't feel like Halo or that it feels kind of clunky. And he's kind of right. Whether you're playing on a Series X or a good running PC, I've actually heard that people with 3080s still have graphical glitches. And 3080s and 3090s are like the top tier graphics cards now. So I'm really, really, really hoping that they get this together by the time that it actually does on release, you know? But the fact that he said it's no Splitgate, yo, the same thing I said about Halo's identity being the one thing that separates it from other games, and the fact that a game like Splitgate literally came in, gave the same guns with a little bit of the same concept of Halo in the armor concept, as well as health and, you know, meleeing and stuff like that. Just with the addition of portals itself, it just goes to show that, I don't want to say it, but like, just about anyone can make a Halo game. If you have experience making first-person shooters, just about anyone can make a Halo game at this point. So that's why a lot of us are very, very, not sketchy, but just worried on this entire thing. So this next guy, and I'm going to probably wrap it up with some, you know, some decent style, some decent length reviews. Isn't too quick or too clunky. See, he feels like it isn't too clunky. And that's what I'm saying. It's going to vary depending on what you're playing on, probably. The grenades are perfect. I would disagree. The grapple is really smooth. I say so. The only issue I have is the weapon don't eject bullets, but that is an easy fix. I see what he's saying. The weapons don't maybe spit bullets out when you shoot them. I get what he's saying. It feels a bit different from traditional Halo, but you can't expect the game to stay the same for 20 years. I agree. Certain things about Halo don't have to change. To be honest, the transition of Halo 3 to Halo Reach was amazing. Absolutely amazing. However, we all know as Halo fans that Halo's starting to adapt a lot of things that are making it a little too fast-paced and a little too separate from other first-person shooters out there. And I mean other first-person shooters out there. There's a lot of generic first-person shooters out there. And Halo has to separate itself from that. He also says, hope there is better cosmetics on release. Also, add more starting ammo. The battle pass seems almost useless. And the so-called armor coatings would have been awesome if you could make them. Everyone's saying the same fucking thing. Why did you guys, the armor coatings look good, but I should be able to specify those armor coatings myself. You know, like, I feel like out of everything in this game, that's the one thing that's a definite miss, in my opinion. The shop makes it feel like a Fortnite or COD. I think they have to make money somehow, but the shop just isn't the way to do it. Overall, the time will improve. I hope, as he says, I hope, man, I hope too. I hope too. It could just learn from its mistakes. This is not a bad game. Guns are cool, awesome sound effects. The AI companion is great. The personality, love the design of the armor. The battle royale reminds me of Reach. Runs good on my Series S. It looks good, feels great like Halo. Good job, 343. So a lot of people seem to be very satisfied with the overall condition of the second beta that came out. And do I have another long review? Someone who really cares? Okay. Alright, I'm probably going to end it on this guy. This guy says, it's good and fun, but I never get a hit markers with a nade in any Halo under feet. In any Halo under feet? I think he means, I don't know what he means by that. I think I know what he means, but I don't know what he means. The radar scanner is too small. Yo, he's so right. I said the same fucking thing. The range on the fucking radar is fucking so small. Like, yo, there are so many times, and I watch gameplay. I watch my reviews over just to make sure. There are times when someone's like dead set next to me, and you don't know that they're fucking there sometimes. But the reason why is because the range on the radar is smaller. Like, there have been moments where I'm going up on my screen, like, two guys are in front of me, and they're not on the radar. And they're at a pretty good shooting distance. Don't get me wrong, like, in traditional Halo, you can tell, like, if someone's shooting you and they're not on the radar, that means they're far. But if someone's shooting me and I turn and they are, like, immediately, like, you know, a good shotgun range, not a close shotgun range, but, like, they're a good shotgun range to you, I was like, yo, what the fuck is up with the radar in this game? I'm not gonna lie. I hope that they give, in previous Halos, I think they gave the option to give small radar range versus like a wider scale of radar range, as well as the option so that when you're scoped down, the radar still shows up in your bottom right. I hope that that is something that they're doing in this game, that you have the option to change your radar. Because in this beta, I was like, yo, I'm getting fucked up and I can't tell what's going on. He's probably saying the same thing. Okay, the radar scanner is too small. I have no idea if someone is near me. I punched someone in the back and he ate it and then skull fucked me. And if you look at your feet, it looks wired, not smooth. Headshots has the same damage as whole body. No difference. Please fix it, but keep it up. I believe you guys can make a good game. Okay, so we're all saying the same exact thing when it comes to Halo, and I'm going to wrap it up on this. Everyone's saying the same thing about this Halo Infinite Beta. As I take a sip of some Earl Grey tea. Everyone's saying the same thing about this beta, dude. Like, I'm excited for Halo again, but there's like certain small things that just definitely have to change. Like, dude, the frame rate in certain aspects, I would say for me, okay, fuck that. This guy's talking about the radar again. And I'm not going to lie. I felt the same way about the radar. I can't see enemies on the radar until they are literally on top of you. Seeing a guy running towards my friend, I warned him, but he didn't see him on radar and was meleeed in the back. Like I said, they're gonna work on it. I know that they're gonna work on it. I think that they're gonna make the radar that range by default. But if I'm correct, if they leave the traditional loadout setting, not the traditional, if they leave the loadout style of like Halo 4 and 5, where you could have like a certain gun and a certain armor ability as well, if they leave that, then it's also going to mean that they're also leaving the ability for you to be able to adjust how the radar is. And I'm telling you right now, I agree with both of those guys. The radar in this game is very, very different. Very, very different. Very, very different. Motherfuckers were on my ass in certain times. Okay, but regardless of which, I think we have a good enough understanding of certain things that need to change. And if we continue to complain about it, Halo fans out there, more than likely this stuff will get fixed. Hopefully. as I do with my air quotes. But as always, oh man, I'm really excited for another Halo. Like I said, if this multiplayer doesn't work out, it's gonna be disappointing because I'll just play Master Chief Collection. But my hope is that they would also add a battle royale. I know that seems crazy in the cesspool of battle royales out there, but then again, my name is Chaos after all. Speaking of which, my name is Chaos the Gamer, and as always, I hope you guys enjoy watching me rant about a lot of things. And what's that thing I usually say? Oh yeah, GG's.